I was in a computer class. It was a very general class where we learned how to type. The teacher who normally taught the class had a baby prior to the semester that I took the class, so a substitute teacher covered her entire maternity leave. The substitute was a complete bitch. She expected us to be professional in the programs we had just learned.
This occurred way back in my junior year of high school, around 2002. I was in a computer class. It was a very general class where we learned how to type but also got a little familiarity with stuff like Adobe Photoshop and Music Studio. The teacher who normally taught the class had a baby prior to the semester that I took the class, so a substitute teacher covered her entire maternity leave. The substitute was a complete bitch. The fun and entertainment I got from the original teacher's typing class that I had taken the semester before was now replaced by an evil woman who expected us to be professionals at programs we had only just learned about. Nobody in the class had higher than a B average. She dumped on my first Photoshop assignment because she didn't like the subject matter. It was a mech robot with a Gundam-inspired energy sword that I drew and colored by hand, taking me nearly a month to complete. I used Photoshop to clean up some of the rough edges and make it look even more realistic, a feat that should have been awarded high marks, but because she hated the subject matter, it got a D+. The next week, we started our segment on Music Studio. Her assignment was to create a music clip that sounded weird or funny. I found a synthwave in the program labeled Final Crash and played it to myself, a descending crescendo followed by final beat in an upbeat chord. Using the software, I created a loop of this sound clip and reversed it, playing the sound forward and reversed and repeating patterns for about 15 seconds. My fellow students found the resulting music to be hilarious, but the teacher absolutely hated it, even going into dry heaves at the sound of it. She gave me a 0 on the assignment and threatened me with detention if I ever played the sound again. I was already on the brink of failing my class prior to this because of the way she was grading my work. So this was the determining factor for me to take revenge. I didn't mind a few detentions from a teacher I disliked if it meant making her life a living hell for a few weeks as a taste of the hell she put me through. A friend of mine worked for the IT of the school as part of his aspirations to get a computer science degree. I gave him the offending sound clip and he notified the teacher that he needed to perform an update on her computer during her lunch break. My class was after her lunch, so I got to see my revenge in all of its glory. My friend went into the sound files of her computer and replaced all of her notification sounds with a 3-second piece of this sound clip. Every time she received an email, instant message, or any other warning from her computer, this sound would play at nearly maximum volume. The added bonus being that to prevent students from tampering with teachers' computers, they needed to input an IT password to access the control panels and turn it off. It was an IT password they didn't share with substitute teachers because of access to grading and transcripts. Substitute teacher had a complete meltdown after just 2 emails from IT about the computer update. She sent me to the office and tried to have me expelled because of this sound. Our principal laughed her out of the office. Substitute teacher unplugged her computer and took emails and instant messages on her phone for the entire duration of the final 2 weeks of class. The other students in my class used to play the sound clip from their computers to annoy her. We even managed to get the sound clip played during the morning announcements, which I can only imagine made her throw things at the television. When the original teacher returned from her maternity leave at the beginning of my senior year, she changed my grade in the previous semester's class from a D to an A+ after reviewing my assignments. Revenge achieved. Also, bitchy substitute was asked not to return to my school district as a substitute for the rest of her teaching career. Edit 1. An added bonus to my revenge that someone said shouldn't be a comment. About 2 weeks into summer vacation, we emailed the sound clip to the DJ at her favorite radio station and got the clip played on the air at random hours of the day for about 3 weeks. I'm sure this bitchy substitute will never want to teach computer class ever again. We told them that she was a beloved teacher and we wanted her to know that we were still thinking about her. They fell for it and played the sound clip at least a dozen times per day for nearly 3 weeks. Edit 2. For clarity, the teacher taking email on her phone in 2002. Either she A had a BlackBerry, or B didn't respond to work emails anymore. Either way, she refused to even plug in her computer because of the sound clip she couldn't turn off. It happened 23 years ago. My memory is not going to be completely precise. Give me a break. Edit 3. I used to have the sound clip in question burned to a CD, but it was lost in a house fire about 8 years ago when the next door neighbor's epic failed at deep frying a turkey for Thanksgiving.